what has happened is that there are more investors today. As before, we didn't have that kind of money, and a film took 3 years to make sometimes. And people like Yash Chopra and others, good established producers, but even then, they took about a year to make. But now, the money is in place, so that's one thing. And then multiplexes have come up, so the marketing and distribution of a film is much more professional, and it's finding newer markets. And wherever the diaspora is, they support our film, which is a wonderful thing. And also, another change I find, earlier we was so limited in our role. There was a tendency to typecast. If you played a hero's role, you couldn't do a negative role. And now that has changed, because earlier when the medium was very new, the audience kind of identified themselves with that character. They didn't differentiate between the real and the real life character. So now that is gone. So, Saif can play Omkara and Love Ajkal and be accepted in both. That's another thing. And then there are more women participation, the salary is better. So every which way, I think there's a huge improvement. But on the minus side, the language is kind of becoming diluted. All the Urdu words, the Hindustani was a kind of combination of Hindi and Urdu words. All the Urdu words are disappearing, being replaced by English. So it's kind of Hinglish. And I remember once upon a time, I was the only one who was speaking English on the sets, being a Bengali. And now everybody speaks English, and the script is given in Roman. And when you're reading, H-A-I-N, and it's very difficult. And it's, so that's, I don't think, a change for the better. Also what else was I going to say?
So let me ask you, so 1959, just going back now in time, given that we're in this age right now, 1959, you premiered your first film in Satyajit Ray's Abdul Sansar. Most of you may have seen it or not seen it. It's an iconic film. It forms part of Ray's trilogy, for which he was later even awarded a lifetime achievement for the Academy. What was that like? Because you were a young girl, you were barely 30 at that point, and there you were being transported from a from a family that wouldn't necessarily be thrown into a film situation, and there you went off to act on the set.
Yes, in the 50s, late 50s, films was not considered a very good profession. In fact, I was one of the first generation working people, really. Even going out to work for a woman was not considered quite okay. So yes, there was but because Ray had broken many boundaries and he was kind of accepted, he had already made Pathir Panchali and Aparajito and won many awards. So I don't think there was so people, my father accepted that, so there was no real opposition. But the opposition came from my school. The principal didn't want me to continue in the school.
And this was a convent school?
No, it wasn't. It was I went to a convent later, but it was a normal school, diocesan. And the principal said, if I accept that
the role,
then I'll have to leave the school.